This passage is about uh, how, because of the demand of certain commodities, example he has taken of coffee, but it applies to all commodities. Because of the demand for certain commodities and the need to meet this particular demand, we end up uh, changing the countryside to a great extent. We end up making so many changes that it has actually started harming the ecological balance. Right? We may not know about its full implication uh, at the first glance, but if we take a quick look at history, if you look at how uh, things have been like in the past, it helps us realize the impact, the full consequence, the the true nature of this impact, right? And the author also asks us to take a relook at how capitalism works. By capitalism, he's referring to nothing else but this consumeristic tendency to produce to meet our needs. So take a look at or relook at capitalism vis-a-vis how it is changing the world. Right. So this is the passage. Let's look at the questions. The second question is this. Now, if you look at it, commodities remain cheap because land and labor are being utilized. First of all, the word because cannot be used here because a paradox is something that is unexpected. We would expect some phenomena, some events to take place because of the situation. What happens or what takes place would be the opposite of what is expected. That is what we mean by a paradox. And if I use the word because, I would be trying to explain or justify it. So that is not going to be a paradox. Look at B. Commodities remain cheap despite staggering demand. Partially correct. Right. The conditions despite which commodities are remaining cheap is not just staggering demand. Along with demand, we read environmental and transportation costs also. By the way, the word staggering means something that is shockingly big. So demand can be shockingly big when it is very high. So huge demand can be very well used instead of staggering demand. So the answer is C. Now look at D. This irrelevant consumption of commodities increases for the great human cost. Human cost involves many other things, right? Demand is also not included here. I hope everything is clear. This was the second question.